This video has to do with your Hess's Law experiment. And what I want to do is help you determine the final temperature of the magnesium HCl mixture and the magnesium oxide HCl mixture. So I have here the steps for when you mix the magnesium and the HCl solution. And it's exactly the same with regard to what I'm going to show you as for the magnesium oxide. And that's to determine the final temperature. And what Carolina wants you to do to figure out the final temperature is to record the temperature every minute over 10 minutes after you mix the magnesium or magnesium oxide with the HCl, and then plot the data using something like Excel or Google Sheets, and use a linear regression. And it says here for each graph, utilize the temperature from the portion where the graph temperature is decreasing. All right, so I want to show you what that means too. So I made up some data, and first I'm going to show you how to do this in Excel, and later in the video I'll show you how to do it using Google Sheets. So here's some non-applicable fictitious data for, let's say, the magnesium oxide reaction. So you have your temperature over time data, and I actually need to get rid of this one because there's no temperature at the initial. So you're going to record your temperature after 1 minute and go up to 10. Highlight the data. Okay, here, insert chart. Thinking of Google Sheets, but it's the same thing. So click on scatter, and any scatter plot would be fine, but usually this is the one I pick. So select that scatter plot. Now here's where you want to use the data where the temperature is decreasing. So you're going to find a point, like a maximum temperature point, and there's two of them here, but pick the second one. And so go over to your actual data here and remove all the temperatures prior to that particular point that you want to start at. So then the graph changes based on that modification you made in the data. So what we're going to do now is add a trend line, right click on any data point, going to add trend line, and the menu to the right pops up. Linear is selected by default, and we're confidently assuming that our data model a linear relationship between the temperature and the time. So then what we're going to do is click on display equation on chart, and there it is. So we see the equation is y equals negative x plus 143. So 143 is the final temperature for that mixture. And now I'll show you how to do this in Google Sheets. Now I'll use the same data and plot the same chart using Google Sheets. So let's highlight the data, insert chart, and we're going to choose scatter plot, then edit chart, trend line, linear by default, then go down to label and use equation. And at this point we're going to get rid of these data. We come up with the same equation that we saw in Excel. So our initial temperature again is 143.